What's up everyone, welcome to another movie review. This is going to be for the film Bad Boys for Life, and this is the third entry into the long-running Bad Boys franchise. And this film is directed by Bilal Fallah and Adil El Arbi, two Belgian directors, and I'm really sorry if I pronounced them names wrong. I haven't seen much of their work before. I think they've done a couple of Belgian films. And this also stars Will Smith, of course, and Martin Lawrence. So after rewatching Bad Boys 1 and 2 last week, I had a really good time with them. So I got to the cinema, sat down with me popcorn, me coke, and I was ready to go. Oh, and some Skittles. So this tells the story of an assassin going around the sun-soaked streets of Miami, taking people out on a list that he's got. And Mike Lowry, played by Will Smith, is on this list. He's just bottom of it. And he wants Mike Lowry to start fearing for his life. And that ensures Mike and Marcus have to team up to get down to the bottom of why this guy's doing this, and to stop him once and for all. And that just might sound like a simple plot for a Bad Boys film or an action film in general, and it is, but as the film goes on, you will see a bold new direction or new directions taking place. And I feel like the writers of this film really had the fans in mind, or they are actually fans of the franchise, big fans, and they wanted to get their thoughts out there. It's not like, let's just make an action film, call it Bad Boys 3 and put it in the cinema where everyone will go and watch. It's a lot of detail and thought has gone into this, and that's what I liked. And there's a lot more character development for Mike and Marcus, whilst keeping the Bad Boys formula in the background, which is really important because that's why we've got a third film, because people like them films, and it's important to keep that, I suppose. Now there's a couple of decisions in this film where I was really shocked and surprised. I was thinking, whoa, that just happened? And it did, and that is down to bravery and risk, and you've got to applaud that. Moving on to the characters in this film, if you're a Bad Boys fan, you know what you're going to get with Will Smith and Martin Lawrence, and they were back to the best here. I mean, Will Smith has had a few iffy films lately, but this is the Will Smith we all know and love, and Martin Lawrence jumped back into this role like he'd never had a movie hiatus. I don't think he's been in a film for 5 years. So, yeah, well done to both of them, really. But there's a few scenes in this film where they have to work with other cops, and it's not just them two. And all those characters were done really well as well. They were all quite enjoyable, and it was nice to see a group of them come together and not just them two all the time. It was a good, interesting take. Now, the villains in this film were probably the best in the franchise. They had a purpose and a meaning. Again, that is down to good writing. They weren't just shoehorned in like your average drug lord just to be there because the film needs a villain. They had a meaning. And the main guy, I think this is how you pronounce his name, Jacob Scipio, he was a real badass, a real martial arts killing machine. And he posed such a threat to Mike and Marcus. And I thought they've got the work cut out here in this one. Yeah, it's just a really, really solid villain. Now, the action scenes in this film, it's Bad Boys. It's got a lot of action scenes. Were the best, again, in the franchise. This film, it's hard to believe, it had £40 million less budget than Bad Boys 2, yet the action scenes are so much better. That's where most of the money goes, I think. There's a scene in Bad Boys 2 where it's just a car chase for 10 minutes. But it's just the same thing happening over and over, and it was like Michael Bay was just blowing shit up because he could, and he had all this money to spend. But these action scenes or action set pieces are so better thought out, and they're more memorable, and there's the odd line of comedy thrown in at the perfect times. So well done to the directors for doing this, because no disrespect to Michael Bay, I do like half of his films, but these action scenes blow his out of the water. And of course, yes, I've just mentioned comedy. This is Bad Boys. It's built on action and comedy. That's what this franchise is about. This film is absolutely hilarious. Most of the comedy comes from Mike and Marcus, which is understandable. They're the two main characters, and their chemistry on screen is just great once again. I really like this buddy cop feel that they have. But there was times in the cinema where it was hurting my stomach. It was that funny. Absolutely hilarious film. Look, I can't really think of any negatives for this film apart from one little nitpick. The third act is not as strong as the first two acts, but that doesn't make the third act bad. It just weren't as good, but I still enjoyed it. And I'm not sure this is going to go down in the history books like Die Hard, but that's it. I mean, everything else was just great. It was a really entertaining film. I loved this film. I'm going to go ahead and rate this film. I'm going to give Bad Boys for Life an 8.5 out of 10. Yeah, you know what? I can't see anyone not having a good time with this film. If you love Bad Boys 1 and 2, you're going to love this. Personally, this is the best one, which is really rare to see the third entry in a film the best. And this just sends a message to Hollywood. If you're going to expand on a franchise, this is how you do it. Don't just make it for the sake of it. Put care and detail into it. And I just want to mention the writers once again. Well done. This is absolutely... I was just so surprised with this film. I was so surprised how good it was. And as the saying goes, what you gonna do if they come for you? Yeah, just watch this film. That's what I'd do. Okay, just a little fun fact to throw in the end of these films. Michael Bay is not completely absent. There's a scene where he's the wedding announcer or the wedding entertainer. I had to look it up just to make sure it was him, and it is him. Michael Bay is here. Okay everyone, I hope you enjoyed this review. I've got more reviews coming. I hope you can all subscribe, and if you want to comment underneath, feel free. I will reply to every single one of you. Thank you all so much for watching. See you later.